What's going on, heroes and villains? My name is Hydros, and welcome back to some more My Hero Academia Ultra Impact. And today we have another character reveal. This character coming from the closed beta test. We did get to use him during the closed beta test of My Hero Academia Ultra Impact, and this is the SR Purple Kaminari. So we know his action skills, we know his plus ultra attack, we know his auto skill, which is kind of like a passive, and we also know what his plus ultra animation actually looks like. So we're going to go over all that stuff here in today's video. But before we go and get started though, make sure you guys go down there, click that red subscribe button if you haven't already, because we are so close, like just ever so slightly close to 2,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys go down there, click that sub button. Also, my goal overall is just to hit 100K on this channel and be the best one-stop shop for My Hero Academia Ultra Impact news. So make sure you guys do hit that sub button, as well as make sure to turn on all notifications to miss on any future videos, because like I said, I want to be the best one-stop shop. So we're going to be doing tutorials, gameplay, showcases, summons, all that stuff is going to be over here on this channel. So make sure you guys do click that bell, subscribe to miss on any of that coming when this game does drop on June 15th, 2021. So the SR Kaminari. Now this one actually started off a bit weird because this tweet was sent out at 1 o'clock in the morning on April 14th, but this was actually the previous tweet we got. This was the tweet that was actually sent out at 11 p.m. on April 13th. So a little bit before that, this one was sent out, right? So this is the actual tweet. I did screenshot it saying that it was sent out at 11 o'clock and it was tweeted at such time. And it's literally the same tweet as we got here at 1 o'clock, right? So nothing was changed. I don't understand what they deleted it for. It's beyond me why this was actually deleted. Maybe they just said, hey, we sent that a little too early. But generally the time frame that they've been sending these out is at 11 o'clock. So, I mean, again, it's beyond me why they sent it out at 11, then deleted it, then redid it at 1 a.m. Just a little while later. I don't know. Maybe they had an issue to where, you know, they maybe were like, hey, maybe we sent this out a little too early. Let's kind of hold it off a bit, delete it and resend it out a little bit later. I don't know. That's the best explanation I got, because again, the tweet is literally no different from this one here. I mean, this link here doesn't matter because this link is just to the tweet, or actually it's this link here, but either way, the tweet itself, the contents within the tweet is exactly the same. Unless you guys can spot a difference that I made. I mean, I don't know if this, I don't know, is that different? I mean, a square, that's still a square. Never mind. Again, I don't know. I don't know what is actually different. If you guys spot the difference anywhere in the kanji, let me know, because again, I can't spot it, so I don't know why they deleted it. That was just a weird situation that we just experienced, and it was weird to actually have to do that, because I was going to cover it at 11, then to delete it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait and cover it when they do send out this tweet, or when they resend it out or something like that, just to kind of cover it as well, to get all the information there. But again, I have no idea. So let's go ahead and read what this tweet says. So playable character announced: individuality or quirk, charging or electric. Kaminari, electric or Denki Kaminari is what his name is. Great damage to your opponent with a human stun gun. That's one of his moves. That's actually not his plus ultra attack. That's actually one of his action skills, I believe. And also a dangerous guy who gives paralysis. So this is kind of tying in. This is one of his action skills. So they're not actually just tweeting out all the characters with plus ultra attacks. They're actually tweeting out characters talking about each individual skills, kind of how they relate to the character, right? So this is his action skill 1, but this isn't his plus ultra, which is very weird. I don't know why they do it that way. Maybe again, like I said, they just want to kind of tailor it to the character to kind of give off the vibe of what that character could be like, or what abilities may show off best with that character. Maybe that's why they're doing plus ultras, and then some they're not doing plus ultras. I really have no clue, really. But again, pre-registration, we all know about that. And then here is the image of Kaminari here. And Kaminari, man, this art, that is actually his unawakened art, and this is his post when they did the licensing exam Kaminari. So this, not post, but this is like licensing exam Kaminari, because he has the pointer shooter and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it is right there. Also, by the way, before we go ahead and get started with all the translations and stuff, shout outs to Goresh. He translated a lot of the stuff with us live on 5-9 Gaming. So make sure you guys go subscribe to 5-9 Gaming, and also go subscribe to Goresh as well here on YouTube. And yeah, because thanks to him for helping me translate a lot of the stuff that we are going to go through with Kaminari. But just to say here, let's go ahead and read his little excerpt real quick. I didn't actually translate that, so I'm going to do that live with you guys, as I always do. Let's kind of read what his little infograph is about down there. So the river is light, and his individuality is charged. Wattage discharged from the body exceeds the permissible amount. The brain is short-circuited and temporarily becomes extremely stupid. Yeah, so he uses his ability too much, or he exerts a bit too much electricity and he becomes stupid, right? So that actually kind of ties into what this character is about, which is really cool. Before we go ahead and started with the plus ultra and all the information, right? So this art here is actually his unawakened art. So this is his unawakened art, as you can see, same art that is actually in the tweet here. So that's his unawakened. This is his awakened art, what it's going to look like. I can't get a full screenshot, but this is a little bit of what his awakened art is going to look like. It looks really cool, actually. So I do believe his awakened art is going to look really good once you do actually get that page 3 of that ability boost unlocked. That way you can get that unawakened art and then make Kaminari look even more amazing. So again, that's his awakened, his unawakened. I don't have the wiki page up right now at the time I'm recording this video, but the wiki page for Kaminari should be up by the time this video does go up. So make sure you guys go check the wiki. I'll always leave links down in the description down below for those as well. And here is his plus ultra attack. Let's actually watch this before we go ahead and read it, right? So this is his plus ultra attack, and I'll go ahead and kind of be quiet for a bit. All right, so that was his plus ultra. I mean, it's nothing too flashy, right? Because it is an SR character, obviously, because he's not gonna get like a super flashy one. Again, maybe we will get a UR Kaminari with a better and more in-depth plus ultra attack, or a little bit extended one, right? So again, let's kind of watch again real quick. And here's his plus ultra. So yeah, got that point shooter, and he does miss. Yeah, that was his plus ultra. So let's go ahead and read what this character actually does. So Kaminari's plus ultra attack is called high pressure discharge. 400% damage to a single enemy, and then medium chance of paralyzing that enemy. So his plus ultra attack does have a paralysis condition in there. So you have a medium chance of getting that paralysis. But he does deal 400%. Again, he is an SR, so he's not doing too much damage. I know SRs do have a slightly higher percentage, around 700 or 625-ish or so. Is what URs kind of do with their plus ultras, but definitely 400% is still pretty decent. His action skill 1 is human stun gun, which is actually what they mentioned here in this tweet. So this is the human stun gun one that they're talking about as well. Again, I said that this does tie into the character, but human stun gun does 250% damage to a single enemy, a low chance of paralyzing, but because of how Kaminari is in the show and how he is in the manga and all that kind of stuff, he gives confusion to self. So basically he becomes confused after using this ability. I assume it goes away once the cooldown is complete, right? I'm not sure if it actually comes off. I don't think it actually mentioned if it wasn't a turn-based. There was no turn-based condition for the confusion in there. So it just says gives confusion to self. That's all it said from when we were translating with Goresh. But 250% damage to single enemy. Again, you have a low chance of paralyzing, which really, a chance of paralyzing and a chance of paralyzing, in my opinion. You actually happen to get that off, that'd be really good, right? But then you get low chance of confusion. So I assume with confusion, kind of like how Pokemon works, right? With confusion, he actually could damage himself or deal a little bit of damage to himself if he does have confusion inflicted upon himself. So I don't know specifically how that works. Again, the beta was only 3 days, didn't really get to test too much of it. But when we do get the full game, I will definitely test out this confusion stuff and see how well this actually does work, as well as if it does actually hurt the character in general when inflicted confusion is upon like someone like Kaminari, right? So, and that also has a cooldown of 6 turns for human stun gun. His action skill 2, which is discharge, it reduces the power of one enemy by 10% and also reduces the speed of one enemy by 10% for 3 turns. So you get 2 reductions on enemies. So they reduce their power and also their speed by 10% each for 3 turns, and also a cooldown of 6 turns. So you can't really spam this, obviously, right? You're going to be waiting an extra 3 turns just to be able to get this again. But actually, if you're pairing Kaminari with someone like, Bakugo, or if you're just in it for a little bit of a long drawn event, maybe not too long, but if you're in for a semi-long event, having that reduction in speed and power definitely could come in handy. Definitely makes him a decent, not an amazing unit, but it definitely makes him a decent SR if you're also free to play and you happen to get this character on like some free to play gems and stuff. Definitely a unit that definitely would be a decent character for you to have. Not the best, but definitely not bad, I don't think. But his plus ultra attack, which is his auto skill, mood maker, or his passive skill is what we like to call it in Dokkan, buffs all destruction purple type allies critical rate by 10%. So destruction type, there are different typings in the game. We have red, yellow, blue, purple, and green, and they're all differently worded, right? So if you ever see yellow or shin type, I think that's yellow, or I think what is actually translated as is faith. Red being strength, or STR, strength, stuff like that. Purple being destruction, I believe, and then also green being intelligence, and blue being skill. So we're going to go over all the typings and stuff like that. In another video, if you actually want to see that, I'll kind of go over what all the typings icons look like, and also what each one actually means within the game. But yeah, that's basically what purple is purple is destruction type. So he's going to buff all purple type allies critical rate by 10%. Just by coming onto the field, right? So his auto skill is activated. It's not stacking. Don't get it wrong. It's not a stacking type of passive. It actually is just once Kaminari is out there, and once your characters are out on the battle, boom, you're getting that 10% crit rate increase with Kaminari. So if your character does if there is a character that actually focuses on crit rate, or could do well with crit rate, or you just have a powerful character and you want to increase their crit rate overall to get that extra damage, Kaminari, again, is a decent character to have on your team. I have yet to see a character that's like awful, terrible, will never do well in the game whatsoever. I have yet to see a character that they've released and that we've actually had the ability to see and, be able to translate from the beta test. So again, there's not really a bad character. I mean, there are some probably in there that I just haven't gotten to yet, that I haven't had the chance to translate yet. But, again, Kaminari, in my opinion, just on my experience with the beta, and again, that could change once the game does release, because there could be way harder events that Kaminari just will absolutely suck in. And I'm sure that once they do release a UR Kaminari, the UR Kaminari will be will probably have this, but definitely will be way stronger and have different types of debuffs and stuff like that to work with. But again, SR Kaminari, if you're free to play, so far just based on closed beta test experience and based off of the translations that we have, this Kaminari definitely isn't bad. Again, just saying, this is from the closed beta test. This stuff could possibly change on the final version. I don't see it as being a highly likely thing that they will change anything, but they could. So just keep that in mind, that this is stuff from the closed beta test. So this could actually change in the final version, but I don't think it will be likely that they will. But again, just in case, it could. That way we want that out there, want to know that it could change and all that kind of stuff, right? So just again, keep that in mind. But again, reduced power, you could definitely get a hold of the discharge ability. And again, if you're, pairing that with someone like Deku, or actually, yeah, if you have Deku, who actually the red UR Deku, I believe, reduces his speed. So if he's reducing his speed with one of his abilities, then you could use Kaminari on the team to then further reduce the enemy speed to kind of counteract the fact that your Deku was actually reducing his speed, right? So you can kind of play off of that and kind of help yourself and deal with kind of situations like that as you get the chance, right? Again, I don't think this Kaminari is going to be absolutely amazing in a super long fight. If it happens to go like 20 plus turns, I don't think Kaminari is going to be very useful. I think you probably get stomped or clapped very hard. Just the confusion itself on his action skill 1. Again, you do have the chance to paralyze, but again, the confusion, that's a guaranteed confusion on Kaminari. So that could possibly have a negative effect where he's damaging himself if you're hitting one of his abilities again. I'm not entirely 100% sure if that does actually give any negative, or he does hurt himself because of the confusion. So that is a thing. Again, I'm only basing it off of a little bit of experience that I've had with the closed beta, and also I'm kind of basing it off of confusion, like how Pokemon works. So I mean, it could be completely different from how Pokemon works, but that's just kind of my idea of how confusion is most likely going to work in the actual game, right? So you get confusion, then you inflict damage upon yourself because you're confused, right? So I don't know. That's something to kind of consider as well. Again, it didn't really mention specifically what confusion does on Kaminari's translation. It just says gives confusion. So that's all we kind of know. Again, paralyzing the enemy. Again, Kaminari in a decently short fight, not a super long one. The paralyzing on this plus ultra could very much come in handy also, because if you're paralyzing the enemy, that's turns that you could possibly get to yourself to build up your characters before they get to attack you again. So if you maybe are on the verge of dying and you just need that one extra turn to get that healing off, you have that medium chance of paralysis, and then you actually get that paralysis off, and then boom, the enemy cannot attack you, or just because he's paralyzed, the enemy can't attack. So then boom, you get that extra turn to get your healing action skill up, and boom, just heal yourself, and there you go. So there are situations where Kaminari could be decently useful, right? So that's something to consider. But again, I think he's pretty much I don't like saying the word mid-tier, but I definitely think he would be a decent unit for free-to-play players if you happen to get him until a better one does come out, right? So again, if you happen to be free to play and you happen to get him and this is probably your best option, then he's definitely not a bad one to run on your team. But that's kind of my thoughts and opinions on Kaminari. His art, pretty cool. I like his art, especially his Unawakened. Can't wait to see more of it. And I can't wait to see if we actually get a UR Kaminari as well. So make sure you guys go down there and click that sub button down below if you haven't already. Click that bell, turn on all notifications, and miss on any future videos here on the channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.